Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of A Dungeon About. It's June right now at the time of recording, and so Summer Game Fest has been going on. And in this episode, we basically have created our own little Summer Game Fest where we look at some of the games that were presented during the festivities, and we picked our very favorites and talked a little bit about them. So that's basically all this is. Bunch of trailers in here, bunch of cool games to look at. So I hope you'll enjoy this episode of A Dungeon About. I came sort of prepared because last week I did watch not all, but some of the Summer Game Fest events. And I do think there's a little bit of stuff to talk about.
Do you want me to show the stream?
You can show them. It's okay. They're very basic notes.
Okay.
Maybe this is great, though, so everyone's on the same page about what we're talking about. Because I need to go through them one by one. This is what this podcast is now, Vincent. And we'll try to keep it under an hour, okay?
And in typical blind fashion, all the notes are in the very top left corner.
Yes. This is a blind-friendly stream.
Uh-huh.
But so, yeah, just, so in general, I watched Summer Game Fest. The actual festivities was one thing, like the whole Jeff Keighley show. I probably watched that the least. Although
Really?
it was over several days, I think. It's a lot of stuff. But I did watch the start. I noticed, it's just a bunch of trailers, but it's like, it's what you want from this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also, it's the same as it was with the Video Game Awards, right? It's just this feeling of being overwhelmed. There's a lot of games out there. It's just wild to see so much game stuff, right? Because we now basically have two events in the year. The Video Game Awards and the Summer Game Fest, and both are like stacked with quality games.
Yeah, and it's a week, like a week of shows. This is so insane. And then on top of that, you also have like the PlayStation showcase and. Like,
I'm counting that into this whole event, right? There's like a bunch of shows, and we'll get to some of the other ones because at least the Xbox one I think was pretty good. Like to me, okay. Let me finish the thought on the Jeff Keighley thing. It's just he opened because that sort of stood out to me that on the one hand you have all this like overwhelm of so many games and like. Such a flourishing industry. On the other hand, you have the whole Microsoft like firing a bunch of people and closing a bunch of studios and stuff. And it's such a stark contrast, right? Yeah. It's like the industry is not growing; it's like stagnating. But also this like this like all this supply is the word I was looking for. And it's just kind of weird. And he also mentioned it, which I thought was interesting. He didn't say, "Oh, and by the way, don't you hate Microsoft?" It was just sort of, he was tactful as he tends to be, but talking about like, with the state of the industry, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. Keeping it vague, but I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I think that's justified.
And then I have to say, of course, this was the one I was looking forward to the most. And this one I watched start to finish, and I recommend this to everyone. You should watch it. It's a good thing to watch. It's fun and entertaining and not too long and has good games. And that was the PC Gaming Show, because that's always cool. Oh, yeah. Moderated by Day9.
Frankie and Day9.
Yeah, Frankie this year, she was sort of there, but not completely because she's pregnant, which apparently Twitch chat kept like remarking about and wondering as though they had never seen a pregnant woman,
which is possible.
Yeah, which is completely possible. But no, it was the co-host was Mica Burton, which is also great, right? The actual daughter of LeVar Burton, Geordi on Star Trek. Yeah. For you old people out there.
I've known her from Critical Role.
That's right. I was going to say she's also a TTRPG nerd, and just she did an awesome job. It was it's just a cool show because like Day9 is an incredibly likable character. Yeah. He always had great chemistry with Frankie. Like they were a good comedic duo, and like it worked with Mica the same way. And they have great bits there, and like they don't do it too long. It's just makes me feel really happy inside. And they also tend to have the weird bespoke PC games that I like. And I think most of the ones in this list are actually from that show. So now, I've talked a little bit about the general stuff. of the events, let's talk about some of the games that stood out to me, okay?
Yeah. Space Station 14 exists.
Yes, have you heard of this?
No, is the name Space Station 14?
I think so. Can you bring it up? Because, okay, so years ago, I've heard about a project called Space Station 13, which is like a weird roguelike space station simulator thing. I might be misdescribing it. And I think this is the iteration of that. And I don't know any more about it. But it's if it's like a space station, I'm already in. It's, because I'm a 5-year-old inside.
Yes. Okay. I've opened it on Steam, where it is an early access game.
Yeah, that's what they said. I think it just went into early access.
Yeah, it's you can request access to the playtest, so it's not even like you can't even buy it yet.
Wow, Vincent, we should request access, I think, but we'll do this off air. It's okay.
Yeah.
But like, what is the genre, and like, do you have like a description blip?
There's always a small picture above the description, which in this case has the logo Space Station 14, and then a dog in a spacesuit floating in the background, and in the foreground there is a clown without one that is also floating in space and using, I think, a fire extinguisher to propel themselves forward.
I mean, that is physically accurate. That is what would happen.
Yes.
Also, the Russians put an actual dog into space, Laika. So this is, I think, historically accurate. Physically and historically accurate simulation game.
Dogs can go to space. We know that.
Yes.
We tested that.
And clowns can be propelled with fire extinguishers.
Right. It also says, disasters, enemies, and incompetence conspire to make each shift aboard the station a unique and hellish experience. Sign up today to explore intricate game mechanics and enjoy limitless player interaction. Nanotrazen Inc. is not responsible for injury, death, or worse.
Disasters and incompetence making a hellish experience. Just sounds like one day in the He Makes Me Play studios.
Yes. And the tags are free-to-play, RPG, simulation, indie, and action.
Yeah. It's just...
If I had seen this, my first instinct would have been to say this is like something like RimWorld, honestly.
Sure. Yeah, that's another good touchstone. I'm sure. I'm sure it's like this.
Because I don't know where's our character here. Like, do we have one character? Do we have
probably
a
not. I would assume not.
Yeah, but because this seems more like a... Maybe this is between...
Like a city builder, right?
Yeah.
Like Dwarf Fortress or sort of RimWorld. Or something in between. The scope might not be as big. But, it's, we can speculate all day. We should try it out someday, I think.
Okay. And they obviously have multiplayer. Because here is a bar scene with just like 20 to 30 characters, and all of them screaming about cheese.
But why do you think it's multiplayer? Why can't this be NPCs?
Honestly, my first...
I mean, that would be rad if it's multiplayer.
Yeah, I think my first... like, they all had something above their head, which to me is immediately, okay, these are player tags. But they're just all talking about cheese or screaming.
Which
so it
might be players still.
Yeah, but the things about, or the text above their heads is like blinks or screams or cheese.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, okay, maybe this is just me, but can you imagine Dwarf Fortress if that was multiplayer and you could like have your Twitch chat come as adventurers and guests to your fortress while you're playing it?
Oh God!
Them pulling levers and stuff. That would be amazing.
No, not that one.
That would seriously, someone make a game like that. Like, it would be best if it's Dwarf Fortress, but I understand, that was that came out even before Twitch. I think it was just wasn't part of the plan. But I don't know if this game could deliver an experience like that. That would be amazing. I don't know.
I've seen a review of Station 13 on it, and I remember that you can perform a surgery that replaces fingers of your crewmate with pizza.
Thank you.
See, this is RimWorld.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And thank you. This is the exact actual information that we expect from you, Don Solarian, and that we cannot deliver. And also, yes, now we must play it.
The Crush House. WTF is this?
Yeah, that's all I can say, Vincent. What the fuck is it? Can you just watch the trailer? Because the thing is, right, I watched the Summer Game Fest stuff, and this is also from the PC Gaming Show. I watched this blind, and all these fucking game trailers don't exactly explain, like, what they are. Can you just put on the trailer? I don't need to watch all of it. I don't know how long it is.
It's 1:44.
Yeah, let's watch all of it.
Yeah.
Just
And it
play.
also says, film and produce 1999's hottest reality TV show, The Crush House.
So it's in the 90s. It's set fictionally in the 90s. And now just close your eyes, everyone, if you want. You don't have to. And just imagine just listening to this during the PC Gaming Show.
Oh,
and
boy.
I was bewildered.
The Crush House is crushing it as the country's #1 reality show. And things are heating up this week. The insatiable fans, beloved sponsors, and savvy network execs won't believe what's in store for our cast of potential lovers and haters.
Monday.
Sees the tension between Priscilla and B finally boil over into an explosive confrontation, into a steamy moment by the pool.
Tuesday.
Is a bit more chill in the house as Io brings the cast together with a bopping saxophone performance. As Charlie brings the cast together with a bopping saxophone performance.
Wednesday.
Tune in Wednesday for the real fireworks when Charlie and Milo, Beer and Alex sneak off for a little moment of self-reflection, for a little romantic time in the garden, for a wild fist fight. And by the end of the week, crowd favorite Emil, Priscilla, finally lets all their love and a little lust run free. Finally takes matters into their own hands. Finally goes down the success slide.
Yeah, this is how I feel. This is my mind.
Do not miss this week in The Crush House. There will never be anything like it ever again.
Yeah. I don't think this is the trailer I saw, but it doesn't matter. It's still weird. And I just need to know, like, what is the actual game? Like, it's simulating like a 90s reality TV dating show?
Yes, I guess so. But
Um,
also, this felt like there was some like horror or mystery element.
Yeah, didn't it? And it's also, I thought like during the PC Gaming Show, there was like this announcer lady, because this guy, I thought this announcer was a bit annoying, and she made it sound even more sort of weird, but it doesn't matter. I don't care enough about this game to go into deep detail.
Okay, I will say there's a demo available, so we might look at that. I also, I think it's exactly what you would expect.
What do I expect?
Well, it's a large mansion somewhere in probably Florida or some warm place with.
But like filmed from the side, or
no, it's not.
is it like The Sims?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
At the end of that weird segment, and it shows a sort of office space underground. With like boxes and everything's.
Oh, maybe that's the production
dark.
studio.
Yes, but there is. We see an office chair, and on that office chair is like a glass dome cylinder thing, about the size of a head, and within that glass is a brain, I think, connected with cables.
It's the director.
Yeah, basically. I can't figure it out yet. But it showed it from the front for a second here.
Oh, I hope it's crying from Turtles. And it's like a 90s crossover.
It looks like some sort of mouse or maybe an ape, some kind of animal with glasses and it's watching on a CTR monitor.
Okay. Well, I'm not really that interested, but thank you for describing. I just was intrigued, I guess, by the trailer I saw. But now I think I made that connection now, thanks to talking to you about it, that it's kind of like The Sims, and now I can sort of ballpark it. And that's enough for me. Though I do think, like, even if I bounce off this one. I hope there will be more sort of 90s games, because that's interesting. That's a deep well we can go to. A world still before smartphones, where you could still tell a story without people just calling each other immediately. And there is some precedent, right? Like Steve Gaynor's game, Gone Home. That was like a 90s thing.
Yeah.
It was extremely 90s.
When was that made, Marius?
Well, many years ago.
Crescent County is charming.
Oh yeah, that one was cool, but I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a witch game, where you ride brooms, and I think you have to deliver packages. It's like a witch delivery game, and this is how you can get me with these shows, right? This is what I like, sort of Dwarf Fortress clones, of course, or you put like a developer there, and they talk about their game, and they're like passionate and stuff, and that was the case with this one, right? Because I mean, obviously I like that because there's actual spoken audio and somebody explains the game to me.
Yeah.
It's not hard, but also like I don't know, she worked in some other game studio and then made her own project, and it was this, and it might be a solo dev, I'm not sure, it seemed that way, and like she just sounded very excited about her broom delivery game, and I thought it was cool, and it sounded like a cozy type of game, right? Not very stressful.
Well, it appears to be some sort of racing game.
Well,
Almost.
I mean, yeah, you ride brooms, right?
Can you watch
That's what I would expect.
Yeah, let's watch the trailer. It's only like a bit more than a minute long.
Yeah, if it's not that long, sure.
Can we have some?
That's very racy.
But it's a broom.
But brooms don't make that sound.
These do.
Do the witches just make that with their mouths? Like,
I hope so. Okay, now we see some characters talking to each other in front of... Okay, more characters talking. Somebody moving into an apartment.
I mean, obviously this is not for us, but actually the idea of like a flying racing broom game sounds also
It
kind
looks
of cool.
so charming.
Okay,
Okay, there's some management aspect.
you have to tune your broom or something.
No, I think this looks more like an apartment management system.
Ah, okay.
honestly. Like you
have to build your crib,
Yeah.
your witch house.
Okay, she just delivered a package into a bog.
Even the music's kind of charming.
Yeah.
See, do you know what I mean when I say she made it seem so exciting and just fun.
Absolutely.
I feel like this exudes fun.
Yeah. Totally. They were kissing at the end.
Oh, so sweet. And short, which is good too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, but this is not like for us, but I wanted to show it to you, I guess. Look at it with you.
Try it out.
Yeah, maybe you can play it and then report. I
Yeah,
would
sure.
be interested. I don't know when it's coming out. Is it out?
No. Planned release date to be announced. Okay.
All right. I didn't write this in the notes. There was another witch game which was interesting. Like, I guess I like witch games.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, no, witches are kind of cool. What was the name of the game? Let's say it because we hyped it so much.
Crescent
County. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. For some reason, I had a hard time remembering the name. They should have just called it Witch Broom Game, and it would have been easy. But
Yeah. There's in the recent announcement, it says Motor Brooms announcement party, and immediately my brain goes, Motor Brooms is such a good title.
oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Although motor makes, I don't know if I like motor, but it's sort of, I don't know.
just-
I could remember it more easily than Crescent
Yeah.
County, I guess.
Also, the whole art style and color scheme very much reminds me of the Feywild. This lamp, I'm
Oh, really?
gonna murder you. And
So it's a bit like wondrous and mercurial.
yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a giant marshmallow building.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like most
Yeah.
of the time, it seems pretty close to the real world.
Yeah.
Just a lot more fantasy colors, like a lot more purple.
Yeah,
mostly.
like they're all microdosing mushrooms.
Exactly.
Which is totally the vibe of the whole game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But okay, the other game this just came to me. I think it was called Baba Yaga or something, and it was like where had a cool witch house, I guess, that was running on like chicken feet. I guess this.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. REKA in all caps. Yes, that is it. Stop sending me streams, please, Steam. Okay, 1 minute trailer.
Yeah, sure. Hit
Let's
me.
look at it.
Come on. This is our own little summer game fest.
Yeah. There's the chicken house. Build your home. Okay, we're building a home. And then
It's like a building game.
Yes, we are playing. Wait, is that the same character? Sorry, I'm pausing here, but here it's like a Nordic young woman with blonde hair and like a cloth over her hair, and she's building the home.
All right.
Like a traditional building game with walls and stuff like that.
Very like deep and Eastern European, judging from the strings.
Yeah. Okay. Explore the wilderness. There we see like
It's such a big cultural difference just from these two games between like Eastern European witches and American mushroom witches. And I'm not sure which I prefer.
Decorate your house. Okay, very much about house building.
I mean, that was the one thing that stood out in the trailer.
Mm-hmm. You can talk to your house. August 2024. Okay, but that...
I mean, I am none the wiser after this.
yeah, it's mostly music.
Yeah, and a dope house, I guess, and like.
Okay,
I
so
don't
that there she's building. That's cool. Then we see I guess this is a different character then. This is also a woman, but with darker skin and different clothes and all that. And she is harvesting wood, I guess.
Yeah, maybe you can make a character. Who knows? Does it say genre or whatever? I don't want to spend too much time on this.
Does it say what?
Does it say the genre of the game? Like I still like that's the one thing I don't understand. What do you actually do in the game? Just build?
Build and explore the wilderness, apparently, because there's
Alright.
also a scene where she encounters like an elk mystical thing. Reminds me very much of the elk in... Is it an elk? I don't know. The deer god in Princess Mononoke,
Ah, interesting.
which has like a face.
That was probably an influence to this, Vincent.
Maybe.
That
yeah.
fits somehow. I don't know how. But
and
maybe, do you think it's like a survival type game? That's a famous, popular genre right now.
I would say yes, but I'm missing the danger so far. Like,
Yeah.
she is definitely exploring, and now she's talking to some totems. Elder Lutki, which is like a bearded face on a wood thingy.
A totem pole.
A totem pole, yeah. And she's talking to some other characters. She's cooking something.
Yeah, okay.
Decorate your house.
I'm getting bored of Baba Yaga. I don't know how they managed to make Baba Yaga boring.
Yeah, even the tags. The 4 tags are early access, indie, single player,
Yeah.
exploration.
You know, the American thing had more substance. Sorry.
Yes.
The Crescent County. See, I struggle with the name. That's the one problem. If they had just called that one Baba Yaga. Dwarf Fortress. Or Caves of Cut. By the way, both of which were featured on the PC Gaming Show.
Really?
Really quickly, but they had Torn and Zach Adams there.
Oh, that's cool.
And they were like, well, you know, in like a video or whatever, and they just said, hey, we exist, hi. And then they said, and if you're not playing Dwarf Fortress, play some Caves of Cut. And then they showed the Caves of Cut guys. And I love it, because...
Tactical Breach Wizards.
Oh, yes.
Very funny.
We need to watch the trailer. I thought it was really funny. I loved the tone of this game. It made me so excited. I had no idea it exists. And it's apparently also made by a solo dev.
Okay. Well, trailers from 3 days ago.
Yeah.
So that
In a world where the top special forces operatives are all just wizards for some reason. One team is unstoppable. Not yours. Hers. The Black Ops Chronomancer. Her team of needlessly fancy goons have brought the world to the brink of war. And only one group of mismatched rejects stands in her way. A disgraced retired Navy seer who can see every possible future, but can't remember his own tragic backstory. The freelance Storm Witch, a private investigator whose mastery of lightning is devastating, unless her enemies aren't standing near windows. The Necromantic, a surgeon who turned to necromancy when she lost her medical license. She can heal you, but she'll have to kill you first. The rebel riot priest, your heavy support. Faith is her armor. But she is also wearing actual armor. Together, there's no threat they can't stop. As long as they can get there by public transport, they can rewind every time they screw it up. And there's an easy mode if they need it. Tactical Breach Wizards. Coming to Steam August 22nd. Demo available now. Also, could you wishlist it, please?
There you go. Yeah. I just love this trailer. I mean, of course, I love it because there's actual talking, not just noises, but also just the humor. You know, I just thought it was very funny. And like, I don't know, it got me excited. Like, I instantly love these characters. I want to see, and it's so clever. Like the medic who has to kill you to heal you and stuff. And they're all such charming versions of incompetent. And it's like it's like if Guardians of the Galaxy was like a D&D party or whatever. Which is weird because people were already saying about Guardians that, oh, it's like if a sci-fi game was a D&D party or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like references within references within references. But it kind of it makes sense, right?
Yes.
This has the tone of Guardians and they pull it off. I loved everything about it. Now can you I'm sorry I made you be quiet during this trailer, but
Fine.
but you understand now why, right? Because the guy, he has a certain timing to it. Can you, like, what is being depicted? Do we see gameplay?
Yes, loads of gameplay.
That's good to do in a trailer.
Also
as well.
great, yes.
Yeah. What is the actual gameplay?
So the actual gameplay is, I think, turn-based combat, similar to XCOM.
Okay. So they're not lying with the tactical breach part.
For example, here, when he talks about the witch, there's a scene where she is in...
Also the witch, by the way. I just noticed that. I wasn't planning for that. Today's witch theme.
Apparently, yeah.
Which I'm here for it.
She's fighting 3 characters in, I think this is a train wagon. Not sure. And she is... Like 3 of them are aiming at her. They're all like in tactical gear, like SWAT people. And she has marked all 3 of them for like a chain lightning thing.
Yeah.
And they have little health bars. She has 4 health. They have 3, and one of them has 4 health. And she casts and then knocks them basically off the train.
Okay.
Why is that now showing up?
When you say they have tactical gear, do they actually have like M4s or whatever, like modern guns? Is this like set in the modern world?
Yes.
All right. But they are all wizards. So it is kind of like a superhero game.
Yes. So the characters we see, the characters we play are superheroes. I don't know why.
Well, they called them wizards, right? And it's in the title as well.
Yeah. Sorry, there was some YouTube bullshit popping up and blocking the screen.
Oh, god damn you, YouTube.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Just let me pause the video and look at the stuff there. So yeah, her opponents are all in like armor-proof vests and with like shotguns and stuff like that.
Modern
weapons.
So that makes me think it's like Dresden Files. Right?
Yeah, very much so. Even the characters, the way we play the wizards, are still very much in like a modern version of like wizards attire.
Right. Like Harry.
Like Harry, yes.
Yeah. That's
like
awesome.
One of them, can I find that again? When they show the 2 parties. Okay, this is fine enough. So the sniper, the seer, right?
Yeah.
He has
sorry to interrupt, but that like I did not notice this on the first time through. Now I did. Brilliant pun. Love puns here, and he makes me play. But a retired Navy SEER, right?
Yeah.
It's a Navy SEAL, Special Forces of the U.S., but a SEER because it's like a wizard. Amazing.
So
yeah. So please continue.
So he has, some form of
Foresight.
assault rifle or sniper rifle with a lot of bullets that are like teal colored.
Okay.
No idea. And then he's wearing a coat, but it's like desert, like cameo colored. And he wears a tactical backpack with, I think, a radio poking out, and like a belt with pockets, and then a wizard's hat, but also colored in this desert ghillie stuff. But then he has like with zip ties clamped on a couple of stars and moons to the front.
It's awesome. I love it. Yeah.
And the heavy duty priest has like this giant metal riot shield, and on the front of it is a caution logo, and then below that 2 hands in a prayer, and they are locked with handcuffs, and below that is armed priest.
This has strong Team Fortress 2 vibes. And if they pull it off correctly, like, they can have that kind of humor and style, I guess, and likability, therefore,
Yeah.
And if they if they release like funny little videos like the team, like Valve did with Team Fortress, and Meet the Sniper and stuff, that kind of shit, that was glorious back in the day.
Yeah.
And because it seems like they could do this, or I say they, but I think it's just one guy. I think it's a guy anyway.
Which is really impressive.
Yeah.
Next one is Fable has super hands.
Oh yeah. See, okay. Now we don't need to watch this the whole way, but you need to open this a little bit, and this won't make sense to people who haven't watched the BBC Channel 5 comedy show Peep Show with David Mitchell and I forget his name now. It doesn't matter. Sorry. Robert Webb. Thank you. Yeah.
Mitchell
and Webb. Yeah. Anyway, it's a great show. It's from a little bit of a while ago, but they had a character called Super Hans. Actually, okay, because like I need you to like confirm my suspicion that in this trailer of Fable, they've cast Super Hans as the narrator. And so before we watch this, please go on YouTube and Google like Peep Show Super Hans compilation.
Okay.
I just need like you to hear like 1 or 2 lines from the actual Super Hans, so we're all on the same page. Okay, here we go.
There you go, Chief. Have a suck on that sauce bottle.
That's Super Hans.
You know everyone?
Nah, mate, nah, not for me. I'm cleaning up. Kicking everything, from the PCP to the lattes. Going straight edge.
Also
Doctor's
funny.
orders.
You're kicking everything. All right, but you don't mind me.
Nah, mate, nah, you have your fun. Cold beer and a nice little fucking smoke. Don't let me stop you.
Right, well, let's crack on.
Don't say crack, Jez, yeah? Please, not now. Because you saying crack makes me think about crack, and I love crack. So can you not say crack?
Okay, one more. You need
What are
to
you
see
doing
one
there?
more.
It's a bit of crack.
Crack? Crack, Super Hands?
Relax. It's not Blue Peter. It's having a nice little relaxing smoke of crack. Tell you what, that crack is really Moorish.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, that's enough.
So good.
You got an impression of Super Hans, both the voice and the character. That was important. And now, please, without me further priming you, just turn on the Fable trailer of Summer Game Fest 2024. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Do you know?
Oh God!
Listen to this.
You want to know all about heroes, do you? Well, you have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest hero of them all? Yeah?
Crack.
There he is, in all his finery. Cheers.
Humphrey, Albion's greatest hero.
Can you not say crack? Because it makes me think of crack.
I mean, sure, you get your mega fans,
You are like literally my favourite person.
your haters,
It's like a fan club, but we hate you.
your chancers, and the occasional giant toad. For some reason. But it's more than that.
It also, by the way, seems like an interesting game.
Sure.
I'm a
Yeah.
hero.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't get past the Super Hans thing, so I have no idea what it's
Your
about.
life and death stuff. That's what defines you, isn't it? Really stays with you. I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club in all of Albion.
Is this
Thought
the
I'd
main
get her out.
character? Like,
Make the most of her gift.
He's talking
But-
about the main
You
character.
know what it's like
yeah,
when you're
the
young
one
and
he
you
took
have a
in.
full
Yeah,
tip her
yeah,
in.
okay.
I tell you, this kid, she had it all. The skill, the talent, the power. She was something else, all right.
I love that they cast
was-
him. By the way, it's like
Terrifying. So, yeah, I knew this girl once who made all the wrong choices.
Humphrey,
She's standing behind him.
she's back.
so he's like your benefactor, but also kind of the villain. That describes Super Hans
This
perfectly.
place. And no one is going to stand in my way.
Coming 2025. Okay.
Yeah, that's a bit a ways away.
I don't think he's a villain.
No?
No.
Yeah, to be honest, I have no fucking idea what the game's about, but you know.
Yeah, I think he's a retired adventurer who
Right.
like turns out to be a guide or mentor. Or
Yeah,
something
he is
like
your
that.
benefactor, right? He took you in,
Mhm.
and yeah, but I don't know. I'm interested in this game. Vincent, did you ever play the old Fable games?
I did not.
Yeah, I believe we've never talked about them, and
Have
like,
you played them?
yes, I actually did, and it's weird. I played it all the way through as well, but then I
Alright.
completely blocked it from my memory because they're like, they're kind of weird. These games. They're
Okay.
also Peter Molyneux games, if I
What
remember.
does that mean?
You know Molyneux, the guy who made Populous and then later Black and White, and just is a general video game weirdo.
Okay.
I'm sure I've talked about him. He's
Could be.
like he's the guy who talked about PlayStation making you cry and like. Have I never mentioned all that stuff? And like he made Goddess. Have you ever heard of that one? That was a PlayStation game
No.
where people chiseled away. Yeah, okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm also just not in. I don't have a PlayStation. Never had one, so
Well, but Black and White was a PC game.
True, but I've never played.
Even
that.
it's okay. It went past you. It's fine. But I actually saw that guy live once. He's a charming man. But yeah, at Gamescom and back when it was in Cologne. But
I think it's still in Cologne.
didn't it? Oh, I meant to say when it was in Leipzig.
Ah, yeah.
And then it moved to Cologne, which was a good choice.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're off in the weeds now. We need to talk about Fable sometime, but not now.
Don Solario,
game.
I played Fable years ago and the only thing I remember is that you could get married, then abuse your significant other which led to divorce. There are not many games like that.
Here's a game I wanted to look at with you. Skald. Have you heard of this?
I'm not sure.
Can you look at it on Steam? Because I did. So this is an RPG. I think it's been out now for I don't know how long, and it's I don't know if it's indie.
Apparently, its release date is the 30th of May, so quite recently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I looked at that a little bit.
I thought about playing this with you, Vincent, but or maybe just looking at it because here's the thing. So this is like a very I would expect like deep bespoke RPG, right? With like deep mechanics and stuff. It's a lot of what I've heard of it made it seem very sort of old school. But I think that also means it's not voice acted.
Yeah, and like it is definitely an old school CRPG, but to me they've pushed it a little too far graphics wise.
So what does that actually mean, Vincent? What does it look like? I was very curious about this because I don't know.
So in this case, it's on the left you have like what's actually happening, the map and your characters and all that stuff, and on the right of the screen there are your 6 characters, like the character portraits.
Right.
Then there's time, day, and your position in X and Y coordinates. It also says foggy day. And at the bottom of the screen is a UI bar with, I think, inventory and all this stuff.
Wait, so is this just like an Infinity Engine game? Does it just look like Baldur's Gate or Planescape Torment?
Yes, but older.
Even older?
Yes, which is, like, this reminds me of Prince of Persia in the graphic style.
But that was a 2D side-scroller.
Yeah, but just, okay, it might also be the style, because there's like a...
So it's
around the portraits there and around the whole screen there's a border that reminds me vaguely of Prince of Persia.
It's vaguely Oriental in style.
Yeah, maybe that's just it.
Okay, but I mean, so it's not like nice painterly backgrounds. Because the thing is, in my opinion, Baldur's Gate 1 still looks nice if you just look at the backgrounds.
Yeah, if you squint your eyes.
You do have to squint because I mean, that's the resolution, right? They should up-res that shit. But if they did, it's still like you're looking at a nice forest or whatever, you know? And they also would need to up-res definitely like the sprites for the characters and stuff. That's a bit corny, I realize that. But you know what I mean? Just the art style is sort of beautiful.
Yeah, and in this case,
it's not.
I feel like they've gone, on one hand, they've gone for a very pixelized art style.
Right.
So even the portraits are like, you can count the pixels.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Also, like they pushed this to feel like you were playing it on a CRT monitor, and it's just like, I don't know. I just find it hard to look at, honestly.
Right. But you do realize that they've basically made a game for me. This is like, I mean, not blind me, but like nostalgic for the old CRPG me, you know, that style of game.
Yes.
Because I do wish people would have just continued to make like Infinity Engine RPGs, like Icewind Dales and stuff. And I did not need the move to the 3D engine like in Neverwinter Nights, etc., which in my opinion didn't even look that much better.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still appreciate the evolution that we've got, because, you know, Baldur's Gate 3 is at the end of that tree, and I love that. But, you know, that also costs a lot of money to make. And I'm willing to bet with you that Skald costs a lot less.
Yes, very likely.
It's a much more feasible scope. But
sorry, I'm looking up screenshots of Baldur's Gate 1 just to compare.
Okay.
And it's
I mean, it was what was it? A 640 by 480 resolution.
Yeah,
natively.
I mean, of course, it's like the resolution is smaller, but it's way cleaner.
Right.
And Skald is just
kind of busy.
Yeah, busy and again, like heavily pixelated.
All right.
Yeah. I looked at the stream a little bit, and someone was making characters, and I just can't look at it. That's my problem.
That would make it very difficult to play.
Yes.
Well, we'll get to that. It's just, I wanted to mention this, talk about it with you. It's definitely on my radar. It's not ideal for our situation anyway, because I think it's not voice acted, and just, you know, playing a long RPG for a long time with you reading all the time. Like, we got sort of saved when we played Disco, because they had that big patch where they just put voice acting in. But at the start, we did that a little bit with Vincent reading everything, and it's just not, I mean, I think I would get arrested for like abuse,
animal torture,
something like that. Anyway, Thanks for listening to this podcast. We enjoyed talking about all these games. I hope you found some enjoyment, found something that you think sounds cool. I'm gonna have a blast creating the show notes for this one, which will just be a long list of links and stuff. But yeah, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the A Dungeon About podcast. We record live, usually every Thursday at 4 p.m. Central European Time on Twitch, twitch.tv/HeMakesMePlay_live. You can also watch some of our Let's Plays and other videos we create on the He Makes Me Play YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@HeMakesMePlay. And you can also follow us on Twitter @makes_play. Thanks everyone. See you next time.